her. So civil complaint, simply allegations, needs to be proven in a court of law. But if true, it could rise to the level of criminality. And, we'll see what happens after the DA looks and investigates.
Buzbee said because he's alleging that Jay-Z's team and Jay-Z had private investigators and a bunch of people reaching out to former employees of the firm, their families, including the plaintiff's family.
The kind of bombshell that sends shockwaves through the entertainment industry and leaves even the most cynical observers reeling after months of circulating accusations and accumulating lawsuits against Shaw Diddy Communications and Shaw Diddy Communications and Shaw. According to reports, Jay-Z Carter, the enigmatic third party in the complaint accusing both men of a horrible deed, has been identified, and it's not just anybody. It's Diddy's own mother. Shanice Communications, indeed. The same woman who has adamantly supported her son during his legal issues is now embroiled in the exact cases she has been so outspoken about, with the FBI allegedly focusing on her as a critical witness and the consequences of her possible collaboration or unwillingness to cooperate could change how this already explosive case develops.
Wait a minute. Say that again. Say that again. Back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is...
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of.
The revelation came to light after months of conjecture surrounding the unnamed female figure mentioned in the lawsuit against Jay-Z and Diddy. The lawsuit, which has already gained notoriety for its shocking claims, alleges that the two men were involved in a disturbing incident during an afterparty after the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards. The lawsuit also mentions a third individual, a woman who was present during the alleged act. For months, the identity of this woman remained a mystery, feeding rumors and theories on social media and in gossip columns. However, sources close to the investigation now claim that the FBI has identified this woman as none other than Janice Combs. This revelation has sent the hip-hop community into a frenzy.
I came here today just to tell the truth, so hopefully we can get down to the bottom of this. I'm 100%, the charges against me are 100% false, and hopefully due to time, we'll start to see that.
We must go over the specifics of the lawsuit filed by an anonymous plaintiff named Jane Doe in order to comprehend the seriousness of this revelation. The lawsuit claims that the events took place at a private afterparty that Diddy hosted, and that Jane Doe was brought there by a chauffeur who allegedly worked for Diddy. Once inside, she claims she was coerced into signing a document she didn't fully understand and given an enigmatic drink that left her confused about what transpired next. The main thrust of the claims is that Jane Doe claims Diddy and Jay-Z used her while a female celebrity, now purportedly known as Janice Combs, looked on and observed the lawsuit, which has received a lot of attention, not just for its outrageous accusations, but also because two of the most recognizable names in hip-hop were involved.
In her civil lawsuit, Cassie said that she was the victim of abuse, assault, and at the hands of Diddy.
Both Jay-Z and Diddy have strongly refuted the accusations, calling the lawsuit unfounded and defamatory in their statements. In a vehement statement, Jay-Z in particular has been vocal in his defense, calling the allegations absurd and charging plaintiff Tony Buzbee with attempting to extract money from well-known people through blackmail. Jay-Z stated that he would never settle such claims and urged the lawyer to press criminal charges if he genuinely thought the case had merit. Would you not agree that anyone who would commit such a crime against a minor should be imprisoned? Jay-Z emphasized his innocence and demanded that justice be served.
You said we are not done and that Combs did not do this alone. Do you foresee that there could be other charges related to this case?
I'm not taking anything off the table.
Did's reaction has been more muted, most likely due to the fact that he is already dealing with a plethora of legal issues unrelated to this specific case. The music tycoon is presently being held in federal detention pending trial on other crimes, including allegations of exploitation and racketeering. The fact that his mother is involved in this most recent case adds even more complication to his already difficult situation, even though his legal team has continuously disputed all of the accusations against him, calling them false and the result of a concerted attempt to damage his reputation.
A U.S. judge has ruled that the rapper and producer Sean Diddy Combs will stand trial on federal trafficking and racketeering charges in May. He'll be held in prison until then. Sean Combs has pleaded not guilty to charges that he used his business empire to transport women and male workers across state lines to take part in recorded performances. If convicted, he could face a life sentence.
There is tremendous pressure on Janice Combs to cooperate with the FBI's investigation and testify about what she allegedly witnessed, or else she could face legal repercussions herself. According to sources close to the investigation, the FBI has approached her with this choice, and her choice could have far-reaching implications not only for her son, but also for Jay-Z, who has reportedly become increasingly concerned about her potential testimony.
To the latest on the arrest of Sean Diddy Combs, this one has so many people talking. The disgraced music mogul facing federal racketeering, conspiracy, and trafficking charges. Both the prosecution and defense teams are set to discuss the next phase of action following the indictment as investigators work to determine potential co-conspirators. But how exactly did we get here?
Once regarded as a pillar of hip-hop's golden era, Jay-Z and Diddy's relationship is currently the subject of intense scrutiny. Despite the fact that neither man has openly discussed the idea of Janice C. testifying, the two men who rose to fame in the 1990s and have since created empires that go well beyond music now face the risk of turning against one another in court. According to insiders, there is a lot of finger-pointing going on right now, and tensions between the two have reached a boiling point. One insider also disclosed that Diddy and Jay-Z are both attempting to defend themselves and aren't above blaming one another if necessary.
This is very significant, just from who we associate Diddy being and everything we've seen him do over the decades. Like you said, this is quite the downfall to go from, we saw the mansions back in March that were raided by the feds. So to go from living in those mansions to being in a jail cell right now, I think it really underscores the magnitude of what he's facing and the weight of the federal government.
The possibility of betrayal looms large, especially given the high stakes involved. The rap-returned-businessman has carefully cultivated an image of social responsibility by using his platform to advocate for criminal justice reform and other causes. Being involved in such a scandal threatens to undo years of reputation building, and he seems determined to fight back with everything at his disposal. His legal team, led by well-known attorney Alex Bow, has already filed multiple motions to dismiss the case, citing what they describe as glaring inconsistencies in the plaintiff's account. SPO has also attacked Tony Buzbee, accusing the attorney of failing to thoroughly investigate the claims before filing.
You know, obviously this civil suit was coming for a while, and there was some talk between Buzbee and Jay-Z's lawyers. I think both Buzbee and Jay-Z's lawyers are really alphas, so...
Therefore, the stakes are even higher for Diddy, who is already facing federal accusations that, if found guilty, could result in a life sentence. This case just makes his legal issues worse, and now that his mother's involvement has come to light, the pressure on him is increasing. Janice CMS has been a steadfast supporter of her son during his legal battles, even going so far as to call the accusations against him a public lynching in a statement earlier this year. However, her possible testimony against Jay-Z and the chance that it could also implicate Diddy raises concerns about where her true allegiances lie. Will she really turn against her own son to protect herself? Or will she refuse to cooperate, risking her own freedom in the process?
Just the shock of this and the questions about what is ahead of us. How long is he going to be in custody? Is this an R. Kelly situation? Is he going to not get out for a number of years? Is he going to end up serving a long-term prison sentence from this? Or does he have a chance of beating these charges at a trial that could come, within the next 2 years? I think there's a lot.
Although it is still unknown what specific charges Janice CMS could face, the FBI seems to be playing hardball. According to reports, investigators are gathering evidence to build a case against her should she refuse to cooperate. Legal experts say the pressure on her to testify is likely to be immense, and authorities will use every tool at their disposal to force her cooperation. According to one legal analyst, they will take all necessary steps to obtain facts that could support their argument as illegal fights. The once unbreakable friendship between Jay-Z and Diddy now seems to be eroding as both men struggle to preserve their freedom and legacies. Leaving the hip-hop industry at a crossroads, the answers to these questions could determine the outcome of the lawsuits and the futures of all parties involved. At the center of it all is Janice Combs, a woman who has long been a fixture in her son's life, but is now caught in the crossfire of one of the most well-known scandals in recent memory. Will she cooperate with the authorities and risk alienating her son, or will she stand by Diddy no matter the consequences? The intricate network of mystery around Sean Diddy Combs Jay-Z and the enigmatic early 2000s events continue to become more complicated as new information emerges and Diddy's mother Janice relaxes and her purported role in the ongoing lawsuits. The circumstances surrounding her possible role are far from simple. They involve haunting childhood memories, unresolved relationships, and a trail of accusations that dates back decades. But wait, there's more. Jennifer Lopez's shadow hangs over these events, and her previous relationship with Diddy has resurfaced in unexpected ways. Let's explore the chaos, the conspiracies, and the terrifying details that make this scandal one of the most talked about in entertainment history.
Yeah, but so there's still, I mean, it's crazy too because there's still more happening in court. Like, I mean, everything is still active even though we're not hearing about it as much anymore. And the people may be fatigued like we talked about prior to.
The alleged involvement of Janice C. is not limited to the recent lawsuit against Jay-Z and Diddy. Her name has surfaced previously, but always in whispered discussions about the infamous gatherings that occurred at her home during Dee's childhood. According to those who knew the Combs family at the time, these parties were anything but normal. They were wild, unrestrained, and full of characters who would shape Diddy's formative years in ways that could only be described as troubling one of Diddy's childhood friends. In a recent documentary, Tim Patterson talked about the chaotic environment they grew up in and how it wouldn't be uncommon to accidentally enter one of the bedrooms at night and discover as a child you wouldn't expect to see a couple performing those kinds of activities. If Diddy's early life was shaped by this environment, Patterson disclosed that was just normal for us. That's what we were fed. This raises questions about how those experiences might have influenced his later actions, which have now landed him in federal custody. But what's really shocking is how these past events may have drawn Janice Combs into the legal system. According to individuals close to the inquiry who spoke to Spotlight today, the FBI is investigating whether her influence and these early gatherings have anything to do with the actions Diddy is currently facing. It's a terrifying possibility that the accusations may have their origins in the same household.
Well, certainly there's a lot of information that needs to be substantiated, investigated, and those kinds of things. But when we look at people who become offenders, we oftentimes see early exposure to sexuality, whether that's or actual behavior. And we oftentimes see that within the...
And Jennifer Lopez comes next. Although there is no indication that Lopez is directly involved in the allegations, her presence at the event has sparked speculation about what she might know. And let's not forget this was during the height of her turbulent relationship with Diddy. Resurfaced photos from the night of the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards show Lopez in what appears to be a heated exchange with Diddy. The photos were taken hours before the alleged incident involving Jay-Z and Diddy and show Lopez standing with her sister visibly upset as Diddy leans against the wall holding a drink. Diddy's relationship, which ended in 2001, still has a lasting impact on her life.
Remember when I said Diddy mother might be the originator of the freak-offs? Mm-hmm. All right, so apparently tomorrow there's the Peacock is dropping. The Diddy documentary is called Diddy, The Making of a Bad Boy, and the doc gets into Diddy's childhood and his experience growing up in connection to the lawsuit and all allegations he's currently facing.
Lopez has kept quiet about the scandal, preferring to concentrate on her career and personal life. Instead, she has been busy promoting her most recent movie and completing her divorce from Ben Affleck. However, the resurfaced photos have prompted calls for her to come forward, with both fans and critics asking what she saw that night, whether she saw anything that would clarify the accusations against Diddy and Jay's, and if so, why she has remained silent for so long. Only Lopez can respond to these questions, but for now, her silence speaks loudly.
According to the Rolling Stone, the doc features an alleged childhood friend of Puff's, hip-hop producer Tim Dog Patterson. He alleged that Janice, Diddy's mom, would often throw parties at Diddy's childhood home. He says that during the parties, it wasn't uncommon to walk into rooms where adults was having I mean, that was just their normal. And the doc, when talking about...
In the meantime, the accusations against Jay-Z did not stop mounting after the lawsuit. Diddy is dealing with numerous more charges that present an unsettling image of his actions over the years, ranging from allegations of coercion to exploitation. The stories emerging are as diverse as they are startling, but one in particular concerns his ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura, who recently reached a settlement in a lawsuit against him. The specifics of the agreement are still under wraps. Diddy's legal issues don't stop there. He is also facing federal charges that could result in his spending the rest of his life behind bars. The accusations in her case have fueled the flames, leaving many to wonder just how deep this rabbit hole goes. Charges, including allegations of running a criminal network, have only increased the unease surrounding him. Given that his mother is now allegedly connected to the lawsuit against Jay-Z, the stakes are extremely high. If Janice CMS cooperates with the authorities, Diddy could suffer greatly, but if she refuses, she could face legal repercussions herself. The situation is dire, and the tension surrounding her choice is evident. As if this weren't enough, conspiracy theories have started to circulate, drawing connections between Diddy's upbringing, his legal issues, and the accusations against Jay-Z. Some people think that the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards are only the beginning of a wider pattern of conduct that has been ignored for decades. Others cite Jennifer Lopez's resurfaced photos as proof of a deeper connection between her and the events of that night. Still others believe that Janice C. May's alleged involvement may hold the secret to resolving the entire scandal. These theories, though unconfirmed, underscore the intricacy of this case and the numerous unresolved issues that still plague it.
We intend to name people in these lawsuits. We're not going to do it in interviews. We're not going to do it, without doing our due diligence, because obviously, these types of allegations are very hurtful to people.
As the investigation into Folds continues, the main focus is on Janet's comms and her possible involvement in the case against Jay-Z and Diddy. Will she cooperate with the authorities and testify about what she allegedly witnessed, or will she defend her son at all costs? What about Jennifer Lopez? Will she finally speak out and share what she knows about that fateful night? The answers to these questions could have far-reaching implications not only for Diddy and Jay-Z, but also for the entire entertainment industry. In the end, this scandal is more than just a court case. It's a moment that compels us to face difficult realities about the people we look up to and the systems that allow their behavior, and as more information comes to light, one thing is certain. This story is far from over. The twists and turns are just getting started. What do you think will happen next? Will Janice Communications cooperate with the authorities? Or will she risk everything to protect her son? What part, if any, does Jennifer Lopez play in this developing drama? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this explosive story. Until the next time.